We've been waiting a long time to get this guest on Carolina People, but not as long as he's been working to save babies. Who is he? You'll meet him coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at Sparks Toyota on Highway 501 in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on the Horry County Division of the March of Dimes, and we're visiting with its board chairman, Franklin Long. Good morning, Franklin.
Good morning, Greg.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Well, thank you for having me.
And I should have said also the Senior Vice President Corporate Secretary for the Burrs & Chapin Company. Thank you, of course, to Burrs & Chapin for allowing you, giving up that time to be able to give back to the March of Dimes.
Well, thank you.
A lot going on with the chapter right now.
Yes, there is. A lot of walks that are coming up, and the Walk America of Horry County coming up 28th of April. So
I know. Can you
believe?
believe?
A lot of activity.
Now the second that we're this close to, literally, we're right at 4 weeks away.
A lot of excitement. Yesterday I was pulling in the driveway at the house, and my daughter called, and both her children go to Forest Brook Elementary.
Right.
They had just finished the walk, and the kids were just so excited that they had exceeded their budget. And my grandson, who's 8, was one of the top 17 earners for that event. So,
on last Wednesday's walk, they had such a tremendous walk, and I think we heard, Linda Puckett was with us last Tuesday there at Ripley's Aquarium talking about the walk the next day, and to know that last Wednesday they really drove home those numbers.
Yeah, I think the school has been one of the major contributors to the March of Dimes walk here. So that was a real exciting thing for me to hear the kids so excited about it at their age.
Absolutely. You've got more than one grandchild. You've got a couple of grandchildren.
We have 4.
Is that right?
We have one granddaughter in Columbia, who's 8, and then we have a grandson and 2 granddaughters here in Myrtle Beach.
Right. I think I saw one's even younger than a year old, Franklin. Is that right?
I have a 9-month-old granddaughter.
Is that right?
Yeah.
What's that like, a 9-month-old?
It's exciting. She looks like her mother did when she was little, but I only visit for the short visit. I don't do any of
the heavy lifting anymore. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
I leave that to my wife. Let her take care of that part of it.
Well, it was so great seeing you and your wife at the March of Dimes Chef's Auction and all the activities. Of course, tomorrow, one of the volunteers who is real active, Roddy Dickinson, will be with us, who is helping out at the Chef's Auction. And hearing so many of the activities about the Chef's Auction and seeing a successful event, Lois Ergel and the whole crew there worked so hard. Nettie, your wife was with you that night. What a big night.
We had a great time, and it was a very successful fundraiser.
It was.
And it was nice being able to sit with you.
Oh, yeah. That was
so nice.
A great setup, to see those kind of crowds. And, of course, when we think about the Horry County Division, the March of Dimes, there are really a lot of activities going on during the year, other than the Walk America coming up on Saturday the 28th out at Coastal Carolina. What are some of the other things that happen during the year?
There's the Loris Walk America, and that will be coming up April 21st.
Right.
In Loris. I think they walk in the hospital area. And then we have the Horry County Walk America at the toward the end of the month. Have the award. It's a community servant award breakfast that will be coming up September 5th.
Right. Is that right? It's already set, the date, September 5th.
Have everything said. It will be at the Crown Reef Resort Conference Center on the south end of the beach.
Right.
And then we have the signature chef auction, which will be October 22nd.
Okay.
That's on a Monday evening.
Wow, good for you.
All
those
the dates are
right,
set.
Franklin.
Yeah. That's usually something that floats a little bit on us, but this year we've got the dates.
So again, 10/22, viewers can begin writing that down for the signature chef's auction. 9/5 for the community servant event.
That's correct.
Which is a new an event that's been going on for a long time, but with a new focus. It had a previous focus statewide, and now really focusing on community servants.
I think the other breakfasts around the state are or the real estate award.
Right, right.
And we thought that that didn't fit in with a lot of the recipients that we feel are deserving in this area. So we got the name changed.
And to think the chairman of the board who's been in real estate as long as he has, or involved in real estate, I think I saw when you joined the Burson Chapin Company in I hate to even say 1967, Franklin, because it looks like you don't dye your hair white there.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I appreciate
but since '67, and that original push there was in real estate.
That's correct. It's been an interesting time. A lot of changes in the Myrtle Beach area.
Yeah.
There were a lot more undeveloped areas, and the area grew to the point that the Nationals started looking at Myrtle Beach, and that's when things really started hopping.
This year is 40 years. You've been not only with the same company, but 40 years involved in seeing the real estate landscape change.
December 26th will be 40 years. That's
How
correct.
exciting. Wow, the day after Christmas.
That's correct.
That is very interesting. What really stands out in your mind as the most defining change over that 40-year? You know, last Wednesday, I think it was, Dennis Wade was with us talking about Dr. Platt and him, what he had given to his two children, to Mary Emily and her brother, and that 8,000 square feet, more or less, 8,000 acres, that was split up there down on the south end. But to think about some of the expansion in the area is incredible.
Broadway at the Beach was probably one of the projects that was the most exciting and changed a lot of the traffic flow. Now it's a focal point. Has been since 96, I think, when it was completed. But I guess that being right in the center of the beach and having a lot of synergy with other activities was one of the most exciting.
It is amazing. Yeah, it is amazing. I love going out there and getting on the top floor of the Hampton Inn and just looking out on the entire facility out there. It's amazing.
Yeah, enjoy it too. It has changed a lot of the activity for us.
Right.
But we have other nice projects that I feel has been a real credit to. Grand Dunes, which kind of raised the level of clientele that we have at the beach.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Well, of course, today our focus is not on real estate in the area but of course with your involvement for 40 years and thinking about the landscape changes, being a Conway native, and to see it from the ground up. I think I saw and read about you, Franklin, the only time you've been away from Horry County was your service in the Army.
I had a short 5 months in the service until I was discharged on medical reason. But I did attend Clemson University for 2.5 years.
Good.
So
excuse me. That's right.
I couldn't do that in Conway. So, but other than that, I've been here the whole time.
That's amazing. That is amazing. You know, we think about if a viewer needs to get off to work now or out to school, get a family member off to school, what's the best number if someone wanted to learn about the March of Dimes? Is it the 488-3463 number?
That's correct.
Okay.
I think it's 488-DIME if you forget.
DIME, that's right.
Correct.
That's right. Viewers shouldn't have any trouble remembering 488-DIME.
Yeah. But that's the local office in Conway.
Right.
Two people there, Joe Fisher and Colleen Shanley.
That's right. You know, Joe will be with us on Wednesday, and of course it's kind of a melancholy experience because we recognize that Joe, who's tendered a resignation, we leave at the March of Dimes on, I believe, May 31.
It's going to be a sad day for Horry County because she is such a great motivator and works so hard.
She really
does. She's made a big difference.
She and her other half, I don't want to say her better half, I might get in trouble, but Sterling, I think those two have done 30-plus walks over the course of, and of course the PD division, which she is the executive director, where you've got walks in Marlborough County and Marion, in Lake City, and Loris, and Georgetown. Georgetown on April 21st of this year. Now, is the Horry County division is one part of the PD division.
That's correct.
Very large division there.
That's correct. I'm not sure how many different organizations are under the PD, but it is.
But there's a lot.
Large.
Yeah, it's a geographically large area. What about who are some of the other members of the board, Franklin? Not to put you on the spot, because I think the board has recently expanded to, is it 16 members?
We have a total of 16 now.
Okay.
Of course, you're on the board,
right,
Greg.
Right.
We have Lois Ergel, the Horry County auditor.
Yes.
We have Dr. Stanley, Reverend Dr. Covia Stanley, who's with DHEC.
Yes, the division director.
That's right. We have Ozell Newman, who's Santee Cooper. We have some real estate people. We have bankers. I guess, kind of going down the list.
Yeah, go ahead if you want to just go down that list.
Dick Averett, who's Precision Southeast
president.
We have Maria Ellis Williams, who's an attorney in Lawrence.
Oh, yeah.
We have Donna Hooks, who's with the school system and has been very instrumental in getting the schools involved with the walk.
Right.
And we have Jerry Miller, who's with Carolina Trust. We have Jeff Littlefield with Blue Cross Blue Shield.
Oh,
They've been a big
they have
sponsor
been so active and a tremendous sponsor of these walks, and I believe this year they've committed $10,000.
I believe it was.
They're a gigantic sponsor, and of course, year after year, normally they split those dollars up statewide, or make a commitment statewide and split them up. We are currently, I think Joe Fisher will hopefully share with us on Wednesday, we are one of the only offices that have actually got, or divisions that have actually gotten dollars.
That was my impression, and again, that's where Jeff went to bat and pushed real hard for us.
Yeah.
We have Mark Mitchell. He's one of our newer members, and he's with Coastal Carolina University.
Oh, yeah, and the team captain out there, I think,
correct.
At Coastal Carolina's walk.
And he's doing a super job there.
Oh, yeah.
We have Nick Sheffersey. He was one of the founding
the founding board
members.
chair.
That's
correct. Exactly right. Really worked hard to get the Horry County division kicked off.
And he's been able to bring a lot of money from Wachovia to the March of Dimes every year.
And just the bank days alone on April 26th, the 2 days before that, Thursday before the walk, where all the Wachovia staff comes in from everywhere to really count up those dollars and commit a lot of time.
And I think they've been counting the coins for the kids that they have collected
at all the schools. I'm sure
correct.
Your grandchildren were involved in turning those coins over to Wachovia.
They were. They got some dollars too.
Is that? Oh yeah, out of Grandpa. Yeah,
that's correct.
Nana and Papa.
That's right. We have Richard Singleton, who's with Shakora Real Estate. He's one of our newer members.
Good.
We have Ryan Swain. He's in real estate. He's the chair of the...
he was with us last Thursday at Ripley's Aquarium. He was the chairman of this year's walk with a big old goal.
And he was co-chair last year, so he's doing a super job.
Yes.
We have Lance Thompson with Lakewood Campground.
With the general manager of Ocean Lakes Family Campground. That's right.
Correct, and he's also the chair of the Community Servant Award Committee. We have Rigby Wilson, who's one of our newer members. He's with Fox TV.
Oh, yeah.
I believe that.
That's about the whole group.
I believe that got
everybody. You've
Sorry,
hit it all.
I had to.
No, Franklin. When you've got 4 new board members, and you recently expanded, I think, from 12 to 16. So this is. I saw you had in reviewing a little about you. This is not your first service as chair in an event. I think I saw you were past president of the Kiwanis Club of Myrtle Beach, and very active with the Horry County Exchange Club. A lot going on. So this is old hat to you, it sounds like.
Well, I enjoy being involved.
And you've got a Kiwanis Club pen on there. That's very fancy. I don't think viewers can see that. It says, does that say past president?
Yes.
That's very nice. Yeah. What is, I've never been active with the Kiwanis Club. What do they do?
It's an international service club. Our local supports 2 or 3 main charities, one being the Waccamaw Youth Center, one being the Miracle League.
Good. I did not know that.
And we have 2 or 3 others of Horry County Boys and Girls Club.
Yes.
But the main ones would be the Miracle League and the Waccamaw Youth Center.
Is that right? Good. And are there a number of Kiwanis clubs in the area, or is it principally just that one in Myrtle Beach?
There's one in Conway, Myrtle Beach, Litchfield.
Right.
North Myrtle Beach has one. I don't believe Georgetown has one now.
Not to put you on the spot. Yeah.
But it's a international service club.
Oh, yeah, much like Rotary, I guess.
That's correct.
Similar in fashion, but wrapping around or the Grand Strand Optimist Club, another group that really does a lot and commits a lot to children.
That's correct.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the Kiwanis Club is a sponsor of the Key Clubs in high school.
Oh, good. Yeah. So those are funded by the Kiwanis. I thought they're not funded by the schools themselves. It's principally by Kiwanis.
The Kiwanis is a sponsor of the Key Club, and the Key Club raises most of their own funds, but it's a leadership program, basically, and get them in the high school. And then the Kiwanis Club offers 2 scholarships each year to the Key Club high school members that apply, and we give $500 each.
That's great. Well, we'll have to get somebody from one of the local Kiwanis clubs on the show. Maybe you could help arrange that.
I certainly will.
We'd like that. You know, we think about there's a lot more than just putting on events and raising dollars. There's really getting out. I think recently y'all were doing some advocacy. Who all traveled up to Columbia to meet with the State House and senators recently?
Rigby Wilson and I went up to the legislation day to try to lobby, I guess would be the correct word, for some of the legislation that's in the works that could help the causes for the young babies and the mothers before birth. One of them being to support the increase in the tax on cigarettes, and use that money to again help the causes that March of Dimes is supporting.
Right.
We had.
How'd that go? Did you all get a pretty good response there?
We did. I forgot how many.
Legislators.
We probably had 8 or 10
from the Horry County delegation. That's tremendous.
That came by, and most of them were surprised to see a friendly face.
To see Franklin and Rigby from Horry, yeah.
But, I think it was very successful.
That's great.
I think it was well received by the visiting legislatures.
Right, right. Holly Hayes was with us when you all had your at Redline Power Sports right down the street when you all had the one of the more recent board meetings. She came by and was highlighting that and promoting Legislative Day, and folks come in from board members or board chairs like yourself from all over the state to call on the legislators. So it was a good turnout.
And Rigby had come to Myrtle Beach from Columbia, so he knew a lot of the other legislators.
He was the general sales manager of ABC 25, the Bayhack Alone station there in Columbia, and a very popular guy up there. So
people's person.
That's right. Sales guy, and of course now the general manager of Fox 43. Great guy. So we sure hope to get Rigby in sometime, and some of these other new board members with Richard Singleton and Mark Mitchell and Rigby and Dick Averett recently joined the board. You all have got a tremendous addition there, and of course with Lois Ergel's service, not only as past board chair as your predecessor, but also chairing the chef's auction and really making those numbers grow and grow, much like Joe and all the folks out here, Ryan and Dennis, making the Horry County Walk America grow.
Got some strong team members. Really do.
Yeah. You know, when you think about one of the things that I sure want to catch Joe about on Wednesday is the neonatal intensive care units, and I think recently the board sponsored a trip up to McLeod. I can't remember who.
In Florence, that's correct.
In Florence. Did someone report on that at the last board meeting?
Ozell Newman with Santee Cooper was able to take that trip. He and Joe went up together, and he indicated that it was a very moving experience. They were actually able to get fairly close to some of the babies in the center, and they're just so small. You know, you can look at the pictures, and they don't do it justice. And this last year, we happened to have 2 cases that were almost Burroughs and Chapin family related. Our receptionist, Pauline Chisholm, had a grandson, Jabril, that weighed 1 pound 14 ounces.
Oh no, 1 pound 14 ounces.
And we had a construction manager that had a daughter, Lauren Kim, that weighed 1.5 pounds, and her twin brother died at birth. But that brought it close to home to have those right.
Her twin brother died at birth.
That's correct. But makes you more sensitive to the issues when you can see the face of the parents and you know them, and just see that grief in their lives. But Jabril now is up to about 10 pounds.
Is that right?
His mother, a couple of days ago.
Coming on strong.
And I think Carrie Kim's daughter is getting along good now, too. They're out of the hospital.
You know, it does impact more than just that family. As you say, everyone who works with the family members who know that obviously the grief and that's going along in that family, and the desire to empathize and to really be a part of that and to support them, but also the medical centers and who are constantly monitoring the child or the families that are impacted by premature births or birth defects. And March of Dimes is not only all about prematurity, it's so much more than that.
It gives a lot of money to promote, the centers like McLeod, and the equipment, just enormous cost to have the equipment to be able to maintain those lives.
If a viewer wanted to be involved with this year's Walk America on Saturday, April 28th, what are some of the things they could be doing now, Franklin, to get involved?
Probably call the Conway office again, that 488-3463 number, and get a package of information from Joe Fisher or Colleen, and try to form a team. You can get some of your friends to be on the team, or co-workers. We have a team at the company.
Do you? Birds and Chapin has a team this year? Wow, good.
We've had one for the last probably eight or 9 years.
I didn't know that. Great.
In fact, I was team captain in 2001, and that probably was my first real close involvement with the March of Dimes. And it's a moving experience to be able to collect and give for such a worthy cause.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Do you remember some of the things y'all did even back in 2001? Some of the things that a viewer could help to do if they were putting together a team now or being a part of a team? What are some of the things they could do to raise dollars?
You can sell candles. We're doing that. Did it then and this year as fundraiser. Can have yard sales. Bring items and have those sold. Can have chicken bog. We've done that before. At lunch, out in the parking lot at work, you can be cooking a chicken bog and empty the office out at lunch and earn some quick money.
Sell some Rice Krispie treats.
That's
They're very popular. A lot of people, our producer knocks out Rice Krispie treats, and I'd pay $1 a pop.
You can sell popcorn. The little kids get that, and grandparents always are going to buy whatever the kids.
Listen to that. Are you Papa or
victim?
Are you Grandpa? What is your nickname?
Big Dog.
Oh, you're Big Dog?
Started off that my wife was trying to decide what she wanted to be called before the first was born. And I think Granny just suited her real well. And I said, no, don't call me Pappy or Grandpa or anything. I said, they call me Mr. Long until you can come up with something better. And then one of the son-in-laws came up with Big Dog. So,
Big Dog. That is the first grandpa I've ever heard of that's called Big Dog.
All three of them call me Big Dog.
All three of your speaking grandchildren call you Big Dog. That is amazing. Well, then who's Little Dog?
We don't have one of those yet.
That's right.
Everybody's big. Grandson is Big Buddy, and I'm Big Dog. That is
fantastic. Well, at least they're learning that big word, so they're getting some big words out now. That's right. Those are small words, but that's a big deal. There's so much that happens, and of course, as you said, I guess it was your involvement back in 2001 that really got you active and committed to making a difference in the March of Dimes.
It was that, and when our oldest daughter was going to have her first baby, she had a miscarriage. And the same weekend that she was having that, our youngest daughter called to say she was pregnant. And I think it makes you very concerned until the baby is born that something can happen. You never know what family it's going to be in or when it might happen. So I think that just gave me a heightened sense of care for, the cause that March of Dimes and other similar organizations are working for.
Those are powerful words. I'm glad you shared that, Franklin. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Well, thank you.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you inviting me.
Very definitely. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Franklin Long coming up next. You can kind of joke about being nicknamed Big Dog, getting a nickname from grandchildren like that, but you can't joke about the fact when you get a call from one daughter who's losing a child and a call in the same weekend from another daughter that's celebrating the potential birth of a child. There's real serious aspects, whether it's stories like that from Franklin Long or stories by Joe Fisher or other family members. We'll talk to Brian Simpson next week about that, who goes through the birth of a child and sees their child born at 1 pound 4 ounces or 1 pound 8 ounces. This is a serious cause. The walk's getting close. If you can't be out there on Saturday, April 28th at Coastal Carolina University to walk in Horry County's Walk America, go online to walkamerica.org/South Carolina or call the local office at 488-3463. You can make a difference. Recognize that babies are too small, they're born oftentimes too soon, and they need your help. Pick up the phone, make the call.